welcome to the Blindfold Chess Podcast.
This week, we are taking a look at who CNN called the David Beckham of Chess, the former World Rapid Champion, World Blitz Champion, World Chess960 Champion, former second highest rated player in the world, and 5-time candidate for the World Championship, Levon Aronian. His tale starts in Yerevan, Armenia. At the time, it was part of the Soviet Union, where his sister taught him to play chess at the age of 9. 3 years later, he won the 1994 Under-12 World Youth Championship with a score of 8 out of 9, catapulting him to the world stage. Note, he did receive coaching from Grandmaster Magnus Carlsen to get him to that level in only 3 years. From 1994 to 2000, he grinded his rating up. He played in the Armenian Chess Championship, the Under-14 World Championship, the Russian Cup, European Team Championship, and the World Junior Championship. During that time, his rating climbed from 2330 to 2587, earning him his Grandmaster title at the age of 17. In 2001, his chess career really started to take off by winning the Young Masters Tournament. The next year, he tied for first at the Armenian Chess Championship with a score of 6 out of 9. He then won clear first at the World Junior Championship with a score of 10 out of 13. In 2003, after winning the Finet Chess960 Tournament, also known as Fischer Random, where the back row of the pieces are randomly set up, he played Peter Svidler for the Chess960 World Championship, where he lost that match 4.5 to 3.5. In 2004, he played in his first FIDE World Chess Championship, a 128-player knockout tournament. The winner of the tournament became the FIDE World Champion. Levon, age 22, the 34th seed, met Magnus Carlsen, age 13, the 95th seed, in the first round, where Aronian won 2.5 to 1.5. Aronian advanced to the third round before being eliminated by Pavel Smirnov. He also earned bronze for Armenia in the Chess Olympiad that same year. In 2005, Aronian cracked the top 10 players in the world by rating. He won the Gib Telecom Masters Tournament, the Karabakh Tournament, and the Russian Team Championship, where he had a performance rating of 2850. And then in the Chess World Cup, the 128-player knockout tournament, he was seeded third and ended up winning the event, earning him a spot in his first candidates tournament. Levon also won the Finet Chess960 Tournament again, requalifying him for the Chess960 World Championship match against Peter Svidler. This time, he won 5 to 3 to become the Chess960 World Champion. In 2006, after a win at the Linares and Tal Memorial Tournaments, Levon was the number 3 rated player in the world behind Topalov and Anand. He also assisted in earning a gold medal for Armenia in the 37th Chess Olympiad. In 2007, he played in the World Chess Championship. He defeated Magnus Carlsen in round 1 after 6 games. He defeated Alexei Shirov in round 2 to advance to the 8-player Champions bracket, where he finished in 7th place. At the 2007 Chess960 World Championship, he defeated Vishianan to retain his title. In 2008 and 2009, Aronian played in the FIDE Grand Prix, which was a series of tournaments over 2 years where the players needed to accumulate points from different tournaments in order to qualify for the next candidates tournament. He won the 2008 August tournament, the 2009 April tournament, and tied for second in the 2009 August tournament, with the average rating of all three tournaments being above 2,700. He then scored well enough in the Grand Prix to qualify him for the 2012 Candidates Tournament. Between all of that, Aronian led Armenia to their second straight gold medal in the 38th Chess Olympiad in 2008 and an individual silver medal in 2010. He won the Melody Amber Rapid Tournament and the Blindfold Tournament. He also won the 21st Tal Memorial and the 2010 World Blitz Championship. He became the sixth person to break the 2,800 rating barrier, and then at the 2009 Chess960 World Championship, Aronian lost his title to Hikaru Nakamura. In 2011, Levon won the Melody, Amber, Blindfold, and Rapid Tournament for the third time. 2012, he started off strong by winning the Tata Steel Tournament with a performance rating of 2891. He also earned another gold medal for the 40th Chess Olympiad for Armenia off of tiebreaks against Russia. The 2012 Candidates Tournament did not treat Aronian very well, as he was eliminated in tiebreaks in the first round against Alexander Grishuk. He automatically qualified again for the 2013 Candidates Tournament by being in the top 3 rated players in the world, where he finished 4th out of 8. 2014 was a similar story. He automatically qualified for the Candidates Tournament based on his rating, and he finished in 6th out of 8. He also reached his peak rating of 2830, the 4th highest of all time, joining the company of Carlsen, Kasparov, and Caruana. In 2015, Aronian played in the inaugural Grand Chess Tour, a series of 3 tournaments in Norway, the United States, and London, where players try to earn points across the Grand Prix for prize winnings at the end of it. In Norway, he placed 9th out of 10. At the Sinquefield Cup, he won, and then in the last leg in London, he placed 4th. Summing his points together, he placed 3rd, taking home the $145,000 worth of earnings. In 2016, Aronian found himself back in the Candidates Tournament after being selected as a wildcard nomination by the organizers, where he finished in a 4-way tie for 4th. In 2017, he also picked up a gold medal for the European Team Chess Championships and a 3rd place at the Grand Chess Tour, winning $91,000. In September, he married women's international master Ariane Kaloi. In 2018, Levon was back at the World Cup, the 128-player knockout tournament, where he collected 1st place, defeating the likes of Ho Yifan, Daniel Dubov, Vasyl Levanchuk, Maxime Vachier-Lagrave, and Ding Liren. By winning, he qualified for the 2018 Candidates Tournament, where he placed 8th out of 8. 2019, for the second time, Aronian won the St. Louis Rapid and Blitz Tournament and made it to the quarterfinals of the 2019 Chess World Cup, losing to Maxime Vachier-Lagrave. Unfortunately, in March of 2020, Aronian announced that his wife, Ariane Kaloi, had died, 2 weeks after being seriously injured in a car crash. The following year, Levon switched from the Armenian Federation to the American Federation, citing, quote, the state's absolute indifference towards Armenian chess, end quote, as well as the war between Armenia and Azerbaijan as his reasons for leaving. In May of 2022, Armenia tied for second in the Super Bet Rapid and Blitz tournament, placing himself as the number 1 rated Blitz player in the world with a rating of 2850. In 2024, Aronian secured a silver medal at the 45th Olympiad while playing for the United States. Now in his 40s, Aronian is still in the top 15 players in the world and is ranked number 3 in the United States. This week, however, we are turning the clocks back to 1994 to the Under-12 European Championship. Levon Aronian versus Peter de Bortoli. Now, if we're ready, let's begin.
1. Pawn to d4. Knight f6. Two. Knight c3. Pawn to d5. Three. Bishop g5. Bishop f5. Four. Pawn to f3.
Grandmaster Ben Feingold has a phrase, never play f3 or never play f6, because it usually leads to an extremely weak king, because you're opening that dark square or light square diagonal to the king. So here we are on move 4. Why did Levon choose this move? Typically, in these types of structures, playing f3 is a supporting move, so white can play e4 later on. So it's strengthening the center, and if there is an exchange in the center of the board, white now has an open f-file.
Pawn to e6. Five. Pawn to e4. Pawn d captures e4. Six. Pawn f captures e4. Bishop b4. Seven. Pawn e captures f5. Castle kingside. Eight. Knight f3. Pawn e captures f5. Nine. Bishop e2. Pawn to h6. Ten. Bishop captures f6. Queen captures f6. Eleven. Castle kingside. Bishop captures c3. Twelve. Pawn b captures c3. Knight d7. Thirteen. Rook b1. Pawn to b6. Fourteen. Bishop d3. Pawn to f4. 15, Queen d2. Pawn to g5. 16, Rook b to e1.
Why did Levon choose to move the rook that was on b1 over to e1 instead of the rook who has not moved from f1 over to e1? The rook that was on b1 had done its job. It moved from a1 to b1 to provoke a weakness, which was black's movement of the pawn onto b6, creating lots of light-squared weaknesses for white's light-squared bishop, and now it wants to take over control of the open file on e1. The f1 rook is still doing a job. It is still staring down the queen that is on f6, and it's also providing some support and some pressure to a potential break on the king side, since there is the pawn on f4.
Queen g7. 17, Pawn to h4. Pawn to g4. (18) Queen captures f4.
White's move of queen captures f4 leaves white's knight on f3 hanging. However, this is a typical idea in like some king's gambit structures, where white is willing to give up the knight on f3 as long as they have activity for like getting the rook in the game or getting the queen in the game or having the bishop have some open diagonals. So if you look up king's gambit games, you'll see similar ideas.
Pawn g captures f3. (19) Rook captures f3.
Here we can see why the rook needed to be on f1. It is providing a rook lift from f1 to f3 with the ideas of targeting the king and the queen that are both sitting on the g file, and the rook can slide over to g3.
King h8. (20) Rook g3. Queen f6. (21) Queen e4. Black resigns.
White neglected to go for the queen trade here of queen captures f6, and instead moves it to e4 with what plan in mind? That would be queen to h7 checkmate, and there is not a clean way for black to defend this without giving up the queen by playing like queen to g7 or queen to g6, both of which the rook that is on g3 will eliminate it. Though he has not won the Classical Chess World Championship, Levon has shown to be arguably one of the most underrated top players we've seen in recent memory. He has been the Rapid World Champion, the Blitz World Champion, the Chess960 World Champion, and for almost 30 years, the name Levon Aronian has been synonymous with elite-level chess playing. So that is all that we have for this week. Tune in next time, where we will continue to work on our blindfold skills and look at another game of the Masters.